Hello and welcome to Unit 4, Ideological, Social, and Economic Influences. For this unit's readings, it's Graham, Shear, and Delaney, Chapter 4, as well as the Becoming Acquainted with Social Policy article, which is on my booth online, and that will provide a it's a great article from Wes Hughes and Kenny Sherber about political ideology. And this unit considers the ideological, social, and economic factors that influence social policy development. So, what is ideology? It refers to a shared way of thinking based on a set of ideals that reflect the values, beliefs, attitudes, and experience of a particular person or group. Ideological beliefs focus on the nature of the ideal political system, the ideal economic order, and the ideal social goals. Political ideology places a special emphasis on the role government should play in economic and social matters. So the textbook, it will talk about a spectrum of beliefs from communism on the far left and fascism on the far right. What is that exactly? So if we look at the far left, communism, the core belief principles of communism are a highly communal and egalitarian social and economic order. And then social democracy, which seeks collective and egalitarian means to moderate the effects of capitalist and free market economic forces. Toryism, a movement to counter the liberalization of traditional ideals and the advent of egalitarian ideologies that threaten the status quo. Liberalism, not to be confused with the Liberal Party, but liberalism, strongly individualistic, though its proponents claim it stays off the extremes of the left and the right by developing policies that reduce economic and social inequalities. Neoconservatism, also known as neoliberalism, refers to the new right or the rejection of collectivist values, which would be left-leaning, and the return to laissez-faire economics, which advocates for less government and a more minimalistic position toward social and economic affairs. So less government involvement. And then fascism on the far right, which refers to a government or political philosophy that is typically totalitarian, extreme right-wing, and nationalist. There's a lot of talk about nationalism, especially white nationalism right now. So this unit is particularly relevant in the current political climate. And so it also talks about the ideas of individualism, collectivism, egalitarianism, and elitism, which are often used in ideological descriptions. So what do these mean? Individualism emphasizes the individual's freedom, worth, and self-determination in the political, social, and economic spheres. Collectivism, by the way of contrast, places the rights and welfare of the group or society above those of any and all individuals. Egalitarianism is the belief that all people should have equal political, social, and economic rights. Elitism is the organization of society around interrelated but unequal functional groups, usually with those in the political or economic leadership group referred to as the elite. It is hierarchical rather than egalitarian organizational view. Okay, and so, if you think about individualism, collectivism, egalitarianism, and elitism, as you read the text, what do you favor? What do you think the current political climate favors? What are the pros and cons of each? And also take a look at the political ideologies. What do you favor there? Communism? I don't know. Social democracy, Toryism, liberalism, neoconservatism, fascism. You know, what would you favor, and what do you think social work favors? And also, next week is the political debate. So by now, we should have had discussions about what party you will represent, and so this chapter is the setup for that. You should be aware of these concepts of individualism, collectivism, egalitarianism, elitism, social democracy, Toryism, neoliberalism. You should know which political party your party aligns with. And the challenge of this assignment is that you may not have those values. In fact, the social work profession may not have those values of certain, whatever party you happen to be assigned. And the challenge is for you to argue from that value base. And so, take a look at the political parties, and the three major political parties that we're talking about here are the NDP, the Conservatives, and the Liberals. Find out, I hope you can match up which ideologies match with the political parties, and also I hope that you struggle with your own values and the social work values and the values of these political parties, to see if they match up. Very often I find that people get into social work and they want to help people, and they have these values of helping the disadvantaged, but they support political parties that don't really favor that. So it's this mismatch. So how does one get into social services with this value of helping people when politically they vote and support for parties that oppress the people that we serve? They cut back funds for the programs we deliver. They devalue our profession. So how is that possible? Is it a complete a lack of self-awareness? Possibly. So it's very important for you to be self-aware of what your values are, and if they align with the social work values, and they align with the parties that you vote for, because this is about social change. It's about social justice, and if that is not the primary objective, then, well, examine your values. Okay, there's no online discussion this week. There's the chat room is available. Please use that to discuss with your group about what you're going to do for the political debate. Contact me directly, and we can work on that also, in terms of like format and what's to be expected. But all the information is in next week's unit 5. So preview that. Has the format, script, it has everything that's expected from everyone. Any questions, because I'm sure there will be, contact me. All right, or contact the instructor. Okay, thank you very much.